Good morning. Welcome back to another edition of Balance Bites. I am excited to be with you again on today, and we're continuing our Living Well series. And today is all about mindfulness. We're going to be talking about some mindfulness techniques that you, as a leader, can use to reduce stress and enhance focus. But before we dive into today's topic, I want to remind you that the Balance Leader Bootcamp starts next week, Tuesday. So, a week from today, we get started with the Balance Leader Bootcamp. There's still time for you to sign up and join us. You can go to balanceleaderbootcamp.com to sign up for that. And we get started on Tuesday. What will happen is you'll get an email in the morning with a workbook and the activity for the day, the assignment for the day, if you will. And then each evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have a live training session where I'll dive deeper into the topic for the day and give you an opportunity to get some questions answered so that you can feel supported and know that you are on the right track with creating more balance and reducing that stress. So again, that's the links down below. The Balance Leader Bootcamp, we get started next week, Tuesday, and it's 3 days. So we'll wrap up on Thursday. So that's that. Also, if you've been on the fence about joining the boot camp, have questions and are like, Trasetta, what is this all about? I've got some questions before I sign up. I'm doing a live Q&A session tonight. Just comment below and let me know that you're interested in signing up for that. And I'll drop the link to the Zoom room and you can join me for the Q&A session. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our topic for today. So we all know that stress is an inevitable part of leadership, right? I mean, if you are leading, it doesn't matter the size of team or crew that you're leading, whether it's a team of one, yourself, or a team of thousands, how you manage stress can really greatly influence your effectiveness and your overall quality of life. So, mindfulness practices offer this really powerful tool for managing stress, enhancing your focus, and fostering a kind of calm, resilient state of mind. So, you can use mindfulness practices to help you to navigate kind of the emotional highs and lows with that you find within your work with greater ease and stability. So, but what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is kind of a buzzword now. We're hearing a lot of people talking about mindfulness, but what is it? Well, mindfulness really involves maintaining this moment by moment awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, the sensations you're having in your body, as well as kind of your surrounding environment. And doing so in a way that is open and curious, and this willingness to be with whatever it is that is happening at the time. It's about being present in the moment without judging what is happening, right? It's really embracing the art of being and taking in all the sensations and not judging it and saying like, well, or disapproving or approving of what is happening. It's really just allowing yourself to experience what is happening. And there are many benefits for you if you start to incorporate mindfulness into your day-to-day activity. So, one, it reduces stress and anxiety, right? So it can help you to respond to challenges with clarity instead of reacting, right? Instead of being impulsive and reactionary, it really helps you to bring that thoughtfulness to decision makings or to stressful situations. Speaking of decision making, it can enhance your decision making skills by fostering a greater focus and just clearing your mind of all the clutter. When you are being, and we'll talk about um, some mindfulness practices in a little bit, specifically when you allow yourself to kind of filter your thoughts and allow them to just kind of flow through, it can help to declutter instead of just kind of like you flitting from thought to thought, thought to thought. It allows it to just kind of pass through. And like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit more later. And then, it also can help to improve your emotional intelligence. That's another really kind of buzzword that we've been hearing a lot of lately. You and the reason why mindfulness helps to improve your EI is it increases your capacity to understand your own emotions. It helps you to understand the emotions of other people, therefore letting you lead better because you're able to communicate better, and it creates a stronger team dynamic or a better team dynamic. But you might be saying, well, Trasetta, like I hear you talking about mindfulness. I have a crazy busy day. My day is jam-packed. I don't have time. I don't have time for all this. Well, you know me, I'm always going to come in with some strategies. So I've got a few ways that you can start to incorporate mindfulness into your daily life. And it's actually very simple, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. So just be, one thing that I'm always going to say is to start small. The first exercise that you can do is meditation. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about sitting crisscross applesauce, holding your fingers, going on, saying ohms or some sort of mantra. Though that is a form of meditation, you can use meditation apps or get guided meditations to help you to start to establish a routine around meditation. And I would say either start or end or both. Start, end, or both. How do I want to say that? Either start your day, end your day, or you can do both with just a few minutes of meditation. When I first started meditating, I started with 1 minute. All that I could muster up. I started with 1 minute and gradually built up to 5 to 10 minutes, right? And just those few minutes can significantly impact your stress levels and create that mental clarity. Again, you can use meditation apps like Calm or Headspace. YouTube has a ton of guided meditations. You can just do a Google search. Inside of my Stress Less bundle, I have a guided meditation that I created. So if you're interested in that, just drop it in Stress Less in the comments and I will let you, I'll share that link with you. Secondly, you can do deep breathing exercises. And this is something that you can do anywhere. And it only takes a minute, right? You don't have to have any special equipment. You can do it with a bunch of people around and they won't even know that you're doing this deep breathing practice, right? When your stress levels are on the rise, practicing deep breathing can provide immediate relief. I started having panic attacks during COVID, and deep breathing has been is the way that I typically cope with when I have a panic attack, right? Because the results are instant, right? So using a technique like the 4-7-8 method or the square breathing method, where the square breathing method is where you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold for another 4 seconds. And you just kind of repeat that cycle for a few breaths until the calm comes over you. You can also do mindful walking. You can transform your walks into a mindfulness exercise by focusing very intently on the experience of walking. So you can focus on the sensation of your feet touching the ground. You can focus on the rhythm of your breath. You can focus on kind of what's going on around you, the sounds, the smells, the sight, what you see, as opposed to getting caught up in here in the mind, right? Um, the last practice that I want to share with you is doing a body scan. Now, I'm going to admit, I'm not the best at these. I do use them, but that's not my strong suit. The deep breathing one is really my biggest one. But body scans involve just kind of doing this mental scan of your body areas for any tension, and then being conscious about relaxing the muscles that are in those areas. It's a really excellent way for you to connect with your physical self and identify any areas in your body where stress may be held before it gets to a place where it's overwhelming. So body scans are really great for that. You can also do mindfulness practices during your work activities. You could do things like mindful listening. So during meetings, you focus fully on what is being said without planning your response, right? We have a tendency to listen to respond rather than listening to understand. So putting that mindful listening into practice can help you to better understand what the other person is saying. Therefore, you are able to respond more thoughtfully. And then also mindful eating. You can use meals as a way or an opportunity for you to fully engage in the act of eating, appreciating whatever the flavors are, the textures, the smell of your food. And that can really turn into this refreshing pause in your day. We have a tendency to kind of sit at our desk and work and just eat, and we're not thinking about what we're eating. We just know that we need food in our belly, and so we're just mindlessly eating whatever is in front of us and not necessarily enjoying the experience. So taking time to practice some mindful eating and step away from the desk and really enjoy the process of eating can be great. This is one of the things that I really enjoyed. I went to Paris with my mom and my daughter several years ago. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about that experience was that when you go out to eat there, and this is true of many European countries, it is an experience. It's not rushed. You are intended to savor the experience. The waiters don't lord over you and hover over you. It can be a 2-3 hour process because it's intended to be very communal, right? And not this rushed process. So anyway, I got a little sidetracked. But anyway, like any type of skill, mindfulness gets easier the more you practice it, right? And it becomes more effective the more you practice it. It's not just kind of this tool that you can use for managing stress, but when you practice it regularly, it becomes a way of life that just kind of infuses into every action with intention and with awareness, right? So for leaders, developing this mindfulness practice is not just about personal peace, right? It is a strategic approach to enhancing your leadership presence. It improves your interactions with your teams, with other people. It helps to foster a more compassionate and thoughtful work environment. And so through mindfulness, you can really start to cultivate this serene inner landscape, this inner peace within you. I think that's a little redundant, but this peace within you from which you can start to lead your teams and serve your communities with this renewed passion and renewed peace. So I hope that you will grab hold to one of the mindfulness practices that I shared with you today and start to incorporate it into your daily routine so that you can yield more peace, less stress, and more focus. That's all I have for you today. Join me again next week, Tuesday, for another edition of Balanced Fights, where we will continue our leading well series.